think it's working. Okay. That going. That going. Feel like I'm forgetting something, so I probably am. Okay. All right. Here we are. This is a camera, by the way. Really cheap camera. Didn't end up working on this, so I don't. I put it up here so I wouldn't forget. It's like I forgot. I still need to resew here so that it's bigger, and I'm gonna cut these down as well. Might tie this into like an actual later. I don't know. Who cares? Probably never will because it's just the way things end up. All right. So it occurs to me that the uploads for these go up at 8, and I forget to check. So we don't have any feedback. So, yeah, here we go. Let's go and clean this up a little. Just a smidgen, if you will, smidgen of a pigeon. And we'll see where we get. Why does that not feel right? Because that's the wrong size. I need to figure out how to make this remember my, like, last use settings. I really do. I'll have to explore that some point. I won't remember, but I'll say I wanted to. Okay. All right. Perfect. And by perfect, I mean good enough. All right. So, here's the deal. We're going to do the old classic. Put this here. Call this a we'll call this base, actually. I need to change that, sorry. This will be the base color layer. And we'll start with this. So let's switch to Lart. Paul Lart. Ball mop. Ooh. That's not a good sign. How? Where? Here? Is that where it's broken? Yes. All right. Reselect. A little better. Think we're contained. Need to get in there later, but we'll deal with that when it's time. Actually, do I even need to? Maybe. Okay. Let's get bro all skinned up, ready to go. Let's actually just do this. Pick a random ass color and pray it works. Eat, pray, sleep, or something. Eat, pray, ass. I don't know. Okay, now a problem I had with this before. Wait, should I try colorize? The problem with colorize is it tends to color the background for some reason. Let's test. Let's test. So we need a colorize mask. All right, so we'll take that. So we'll deselect for now. So we want that like that like that, maybe that like that. I'm not sure on that yet. This is, oh, I didn't change the opacity. I wonder how much that matters. So this is gonna hopefully be black, and hopefully it realizes that. I might do these a different color. What color should we make those? Hmm. Okay. Guess we'll see how that looks. Uh, goes white. I was thinking we do a white t-shirt here. But that's not really gonna be noticeable, is it? Hmm. Maybe we just don't do that yet and see how this even comes out as is. So I believe we got to run it. What? First off, we didn't do the ear. All right, so that black's obviously from the hair. Can we find where it got free? If it got free? No, because that's not actually technically. Oh, it is. Okay. All right. Let's connect that. Let's maybe connect that. And I don't even think this was part of it, so I don't know how much that matters. All right, so let's go back. We'll try and recolorize a lot of this. So we'll hit that with that. We're going to run it back, hopefully. And then maybe hit right there and right there. Just to make sure. So let's run it back. Will this fix it? Still breaking free. I just don't... I mean, what I can do is put white back there for the colorized mask, maybe. So if I just put like white... Oh, it's locked. So if I just put white there and then redo it. That didn't do anything. Okay. All right. Um, you know, for the amount of almost like the amount of effort I had to put into this, it doesn't like it does the same thing I could have just done with the whatchamacallits. So I think we just don't use that until we know better how. I don't feel like it's working for me. And that's on me for not knowing how to properly use it, but I'm just saying I feel like it's better that I just stick with a little bit of what I know right now. I feel like there's huge potential there. I just don't know, you know? What am I doing? I can just, yeah, I mean, look at how fast that was just now. As opposed to like meticulously making sure, well, I guess I'd have to probably make the line or whatever, you know. It's like there's a level of meticulousness with this as well, but like this is going to be cleaner from the jump. And this is already like not the smartest way to do this as far as I'm aware. Why's my phone going off? Let me guess, it's telling me that I'm live. I don't think I heard it ringing, right? Oh, it's Google probably trying to show me fucking pictures from 10 years ago. I don't know how to turn those off. I swear I've done it several times. It just doesn't care. I just realized I did not change opacity. Did I? I think I did before, but I think, yep. Damn it. It was feeling quite yellow. Still kind of is, but we're gonna send it anyway because I'm fucking lazy and stupid. Classic. Classico. My favorite type of music. Do 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 do. Lark. Okay. So let's go ahead and hit him with it. Ooh. Okay. Feels like gray hair, doesn't it? Hmm. If I do it at like 70%. Okay. Now, this is just a quick test. This won't be 100% accurate. Okay, so that just overwhelms as black. But what if we do like this? Also just overwhelms as black. Hmm. That's not too bad. We're gonna probably send it on this just so it's a little, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be cleaner necessarily. But just like easier on the eyes, I feel like. Did I fuck this one up? I did. We knew it was coming. We do it every day. That Disney Channel flow. Fuck's bro talking about? You know, let's do that. By the way, I should mention there's probably going to be no morning stream Wednesday. Got utility stuff coming. And I'm probably going to have to, like, be ready for it. It's one of those things where, you know, you get a time frame and it's fucking like 8 a.m. to fucking 12 p.m. the next day, and I'm like, what, bro? How the fuck? What am I on call here? Like, am I just supposed to be your lady in waiting? What? What? Oh, I'm selected in. I'm selected in somewhere. Okay. So let's go ahead and quickly. Hello? Wasn't that working? That's fine. That's fine. It's not fine? It is not fine. What? What do I do here? Hmm. This is gonna fuck it, right? What were we at? 70-ish? What? It's just gonna have to do. I don't know what I'm doing, man. Okay. Keep it going. This shit sucks. What the fuck's going on out there? Okay. So for the eyes, I guess we'll make it white, right? I don't know. Maybe I should do it as like a shade of the eye hole. You know, people call them pupils. You know, fuck them. But I don't know. So we had this color. I don't feel like this color worked that well though, you know? It's like moldy mustard. You know, it's funny. On this screen, this looks like a nice kind of like maybe coffee and milk color. On this screen over here, it looks like very greenish. On those screens over there, it looks like this. And now I don't know which one it is. Why is this so fucking washed out, bro? Hold on. Yeah, it's okay. It's just this screen because this screen it looks like somehow it's I don't know how to like a light dark brown. Wait, hold on. What does this look like on that? It looks yellow. It looks like caramel here. Caramel. Sorry, my bad. Caramel. What color is this? Okay. Uh, All of these colors look the same all of a sudden. Bro, I'm losing it. How does it look on that screen? I don't know. For this screen, it looks fine. For that screen, it's very yellow. I'm gonna just run with this. I need to, I guess, calibrate that screen. I don't know how to calibrate shit, by the way. So that probably means it's not gonna happen. Just throwing that out there. What the fuck is this? Enclose and fill. Wait. Alright. Whatever. Wait, did I do those eyes in the LART layer? No. Okay. God, I'm so smart. We're gonna try this strat real quick. Ooh, ooh. Oh my god. No thanks. What if we like maybe? I feel like that works a little bit. It's adjacent to working. That's how I'll put it. So it's not just like bright white. It's like a very light shade of this brown's gray. I've never drawn before, clearly. No, I've never like done something here before, but I think I'm gonna try and draw a hood. What the fuck color is this? Did I not switch? Oh, am I selected in? Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. So if I just try to like maybe wing it, honestly, that probably just passes as a fucking hood already. The question is, how do I do this now? Do I just sleeve them off and call it a day? Or do we redo the entire arm? God, this hand is all type of fucky wuckied. Kind of funny though. Funny that I'm never gonna fix it. If you want me to fix it, please type 1 in chat. I will promptly ignore it, but I'll acknowledge your request. We'll deal with that later. It should have been me. All right. Did I do? No, that wasn't Lart, and it was supposed to be. Okay. For the hood situation, I kind of feel like it should probably be the same color as the eyes. I know that that sounds crazy, but like I'm crazy, you know? Crazy. I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. Rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. Rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Kinda fuck with bro right now. Crazy. You'd think I'd know where that is at this point. Oh, fuck. I just realized. Wait, did we do anything here? I'm not sure. I think maybe the sleeve. Who be honking out there? I didn't say y'all could do that shit. Honking? In my neighborhood? I think not, Buster. Okay. Alright. So let's add a layer. You know, I could turn this into a laugh. And it would still kind of work, wouldn't it? Okay. Let's try to do a shade layer. And by try, I mean actually try, because turns out your boy can't actually do thing. So let's just selecto deco to try and keep it relatively in store here. We might just go lazy with it. We'll see. Okay. So we have to invert the selection. Okay. Okay, that doesn't work. Look at this forehead. Okay. Is this just fucking wiping it out? Bro. What? Where's it going, man? I get that, like, technically everything around it is white, but I just didn't expect that. Usually it holds a little better. I can see a little bit of it, but it's like, it just kind of looks like smudge. So we gotta keep going. You know, I think part of it might be how big this brush is. Because that, like, diffuses it a lot more, like, more quickly, I suppose. It should have been me. Okay. Um. Hmm. Nope. Get zoomed. Zoom, zoom, zoom. See how that works. What am I cooking up here? Am I cooking? I don't think so. It doesn't feel like it. I feel like it's too gray of a shadow, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Hi, how are you? How's the resident alpaca farmer going? How's she gotten in? Alpaca your lunch. So you better eat it. Make that quite dark, actually. Damn, I'm lazy. That's great. Great news. Okay. Piece like that. You know, actually, wait a minute. Okay, hold on a sec. That actually kind of looks nicer with, like, the darkness to it, doesn't it? Shoot. Hold on. So let's undo that. And then we'll opposite accent it, if you will. This is gonna be a pain in the ass, but I think it's gonna pay off. Maybe. Probably not. I don't think anything I've ever done pays off, so, you know, thinking about it, this is not gonna pay off. One more day of work experience tomorrow, then done. Oh, do it again next year. Sort of short thing with college. Usually only happens at specific times during the year. Interesting. Well, I suppose enjoy it while you can. Do they pay you for it? Like, do you get compensation? Or do you just get work experience? Which, you know, is a form of compensation in a way, but are they taking advantage of you? The bourgeoisie taking advantage. The alpaca bourgeoisie. I'll pack my bags and go. Okay. Let's do the back half of most of these. Hit that some more. The bottom half of that. That's a bit much there, actually. Let's undo that. Thank you. Okay. Just hold on and let me cook. Alrighty. How could this happen to him? He's made his mistakes. I really need to figure out how to do the more like blush type of like the subsurface scattering strat. I mean, I know it's like a reddish color, but I just don't feel like I've got it, you know? Because this looks very washed out. At least to me. So let's try and do a little lighten, and we'll see how this goes. So if I do, is that not white? That is white. So if I do that over and then change this to lighten. Really? Oh, I'm on smudgy. Oh God, Jesus. You can't keep getting away with this. He can't keep getting away with it. Mid. All right, let's take a little peek here. Yeah, work experience is free, but technically the cost for transport and the cost to book work experience is covered. Interesting, interesting. Work experience is an experience for college students to get a little something they can put on their resume. Okay. So it's an unpaid internship, but like it's in field. Also, my work experience is short, so they're not getting ripped off. Yeah, I can see that. When I was in university here, there was like an option to I was a political science major. I got degrees in that shit for some reason. Anyway, there was an option to go to our nation's capital, Washington D.C., and intern for people. And it's like it's so stupid because they basically you had to pay for it, but they claimed like they were paying for it. So like you still paid your tuition. You went to DC, and you got basically a room, and that's it. And then obviously the job, but the job didn't pay. So it's like you're going out there, you're paying tuition. The tuition basically pays for like the connection of working for like a U.S. senator or something. As like a very low intern, you probably just get coffee if we're being honest. Um, so you pay to go over there, and basically all it paid for was like the room, and then like the connection. And if I did that, right, what the fuck am I gonna eat, right? Because you're working the entire time you're there, basically. Like it's normal job hours for like I think 3 months or something. Like I guess you're supposed to get another job so that you can pay for your food and beverages. It made no sense. All it got you was the room, which I guess is nice, right? 3 months of rent in DC probably at the time even would have probably cost more than my tuition. But like, what the fuck am I going? Like, I have to go there to work, and then I have to work so that I can work here. Like, what? Okay, no, it's all covered. Damn, smart, good shit. I'm glad. It was very much like a free labor thing. As well, like senators and congress people running for like local stuff, they would show up to like classes and try and recruit people. And what they do is, oh, you get a connection with me, guy who's going to be house representative number 561 or something. And you're just like, okay, how much you paying? Nothing. You support the cause. So you go door to door for us every day of the week, including weekends. You canvass for us, you petition for us, you do what I'm doing, go to classrooms and hand out these flyers, and you don't get paid. But you're part of the campaign. If we win, maybe you'll get paid. Um, maybe? Maybe? Maybe. Like, nah, man, I gotta eat. I gotta. Thankfully, I actually I got what are called grants here in the U.S., which means my grades were really good, generally speaking. So I got most of my stuff paid for. I like had to pay for like my personal stuff, like a laptop to work from and the books, but like the tuition was actually covered by the federal government because I did really good. I think it was I don't know, it might have been state, but you know, it is what it is. Trying to figure out how to make this look a little less flat here. I have some ideas, but we're not there at the moment. Let's make a detail layer. Stay away from politics, especially American, especially if I put this in caps. American. Ah. So the thing is, I was I was looking into going to law school, and generally the people who go to law school have a political science degree, or maybe just like there is no, or at least where I went, there was no like law, like specifically a law bachelor's degree. Um, so like it was just all politics, or I think maybe business something. Um, but ultimately I ended up not going because I basically couldn't, because his whole thing with my father getting injured and I had to take care of him. But like the plan was to do that and become like a public defender or something. I also ultimately was kind of sketchy on it because I kind of was worried that I would find myself in a position where I maybe didn't, I guess, believe in the person, we're defending, if you will. Like, it's this thing where you feel like everyone deserves justice and like a fair shot at stuff, but it's hard to say that when maybe somebody actually did do it and it's like irrefutable. So it was like all this shit kind of just added up for me, and of course like the circumstances completely dropped the chance of going anyway, so it didn't really matter. Do 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 do. All right, I'm gonna try and like go over some of these lines here and add some extra details because I feel like it's actually, hold on, I feel like we need to get that maybe. Okay. I should probably add a pupil to this, right? Oh my god. Why does that make it so much more fucking creepy? Maybe we don't add the pupil. What the fuck? Oh fuck, I didn't put any shading on the, the fucking grippers, dude. All right, let's in thicken these lines maybe. Try and make it look okay. Couldn't go to law school because I have the mindset of if there's evidence of a person committing a crime, but let's say they're a very young age, I wouldn't care about letting them off. I don't agree with the laws that let young people slip past what they've done. I definitely understand that, especially like for me, I think it would, I feel like it depends on the crime. Like I'm not saying let them off, but I'm saying like I don't feel like having sticky fingers when you're young, maybe should follow you for the rest of your life. You know, like 15 or under. I don't feel like that should necessarily end your chances at a fucking successful life. But definitely like violent stuff a lot of the time just isn't really grown out of. Yeah, I guess maybe that's just my experience, but I definitely get the sentiment that a lot of people just don't like. There's plenty of people who, let's say, maybe you go to school with, and you know, the people are like, oh, they're gonna grow out of that, and then they just never grew out of it because they didn't have to, because they weren't really punished for it, right? So they just kind of continued to be angry and violent or whatever, and that's who they are and that's what they've been. But you know, some people also just aren't given a fair shake, if you will, from the start. And you know, I get never having a chance. Child plan to go stabby. Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose I think there was like a case here, like in the States. I don't recall which state, but there was like this really popular copy pasta called Slender Man, and there was I think a pair of girls who tried to I somehow the victim survived, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But like they tried to murder her because they said this copy pasta, you know, did it. I think I think the people, or at least one of them, is out. Like they were, I want to say like around the 10 to 13 age range. Like you're definitely old enough to know better. But like they're out of, I guess, juvie or whatever they were in. And something like that, like I get not holding them necessarily accountable in the same sense. Like I get not giving them the death penalty for attempted murder. But there is like a level of violence and probably like mental fortitude there that's really hard to justify letting them back out into society, you know? Like it's kind of scary knowing that that person is out there. But I mean, even non children offenders sometimes get off pretty much scot free, you know? I think it really just depends on circumstances for a lot of it to me. Like I can understand that a mental health crisis could have happened and caused a violent outbreak, but also like, you know, if it involves you not taking some sort of medication that require, you know, that's basically required to prevent you from acting in a manner, well, what's to stop you from just, you know, repeating the process and not taking your medication again? And I would have concerns. It's very complicated. I just hope people are okay, you know? Are the kids okay? Oh, you know that. Okay. Like I definitely don't think it should really even be a huge deal, for example, if like a kid gets caught with some weed. Like do we really need to put them in the slammer for that? But of course, again, it's all circumstantial and whatnot. Anyway, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing here. And I'm still not sold on pupil, no pupil. New game show. Pupil or no pupil? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Wow. This shit looks like ass. Gib depth. The kids are not okay. Jesus. Not the hood. Not the crystal methamphetamines. Crime is out there. Crime is concerning. People are concerning. I am concerned. I'm actually kind of curious how this would look if I remove the lart. I wonder if it looks decent. Come on, man. Show me what you've got. Brighter note I bought. Oh, you bought a customizable V2 model. Ooh. Nice start video. I hope you do. Those are usually for like VTube Studio, right? Like 2D stuff. I've always thought they're very cool, but I felt like it wasn't a big enough difference from like my Vroid model here. That's just a you know, a 3D version, if you will. Like I didn't feel like it was a big enough difference to justify paying. Like there was nothing I was going to be able to create that at a certain point, like I might as well just go some form of custom if that's the route I'm gonna take. But I've always thought they were a really good option since they started coming out with them. Especially if you're like, I don't want to say basic, but like you don't have like a really, or you're okay with not yet having a really complex thing, which I feel like most people just beginning really should be okay with because, you know, why drop 10 grand on some crazy ass model or something like that? You're nuts if you do it. Preference really. Most people who like 3D models go with V-Ray. Budget model go with the two. Yep. The 2D ones. Well, the thing is, the customizable 2D ones weren't really like there was no software to do it yourself when I was like getting started. Really, I don't know what I'm drawing here. Um, and this was free, so I just kind of like developed a character just to like have something, and then I just kind of sat on it because it's like real models cost so much to actually like have them be like really incredibly detailed. So it's really hard to like pinpoint what you want, at least, to me. If I'm dropping even like 500 bucks, which would be really cheap, to be honest with you, that would be like a cheaper model somehow. It's just super hard to like decide on something when you're spending that much money. Like, I know the big YouTube or VTubers and shit are all like new model debut every other week, and they drop 5 grand each time. But that's not feasible for a regular person, I don't feel like. Right? Maybe one if you're very serious and make a little bit of money and you're hoping that, which I don't think it would, I wouldn't bet on it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't bet the farm, as it were. But like you're hoping that having a higher quality model maybe gets you like a little more attention. Like I said, wouldn't bet on it, but like maybe if you're making like a couple $100, I don't know, a month or a quarter even, then it makes sense. But most people, it doesn't make any sense. It means your model is something everyone else has. Yeah, why many creators allow it in their terms of service that you can edit it. Currently working on your textures because you plan to make a wait. You plan to be a snail calico cat hybrid. You're gonna slime people. Come on, man. All right, all right. An artist and personally drawing a calico. Let's go. We love calico cat. We love cat. We stand cats in this neighborhood. You look at art that people create, and I don't know, it always looks so clean compared to what I do. But like I zoom out, and it actually doesn't always look that bad. Like sometimes it's actually kind of decent, and it makes me realize that like art really is just a bunch of fucking like scratches. It's just right. It's just lines. So the reason for making your model a snail is calico cat hybrid. Your art persona. Oh, look at that calico cat guy. But you own pet snails. Why not both? Exactly. Why not both? It could set you apart. People love, critters, and cat people are of course like a classic, but how many snail people can you think of? Could pay off. Also, more than any of that, it's probably just nice for it to be you, you know? Like forget the whole what if people like, if you like it. I think that's more important. Snail VTubers are very niche. You get a collection of them? I think most people go for like cool or cutesy, you know? They go for like mythical creatures or you know, classic cat girl vibe. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. It's just that like, I follow a bunch of YouTubers, not necessarily because I even watch them to be honest, but because like they'll retweet art or they are actual artists and it's like good source material to maybe learn from. Um and like so many of them are just, oh, I'm a mystical fox girl or a wolf girl or a dog girl, you know what I mean? I'm a dragon newt person, and it's like, yeah, so are you and everyone else. But like also good for them. Like if they're happy, and that's fine. I don't know what the fuck this is, but I'm gonna stick with it. Sometimes you gotta stick with who brung you. That I don't know, man. I feel like some of them are very plain, but I mean, I'm just a guy, you know? I don't know. There's something more fun about just being a guy in a world of everyone else is something absurd. It's kind of fun. I did originally kind of consider doing maybe something dinosaur related or maybe something like unique. Like I like the idea of the movie The Mask, like not a green mask, but like a masked character that like the mask is very animated, but that's obviously a ton of work and or money, probably both. Right? Like I definitely like the idea of playing a fantasy character, but like I don't know, some of it feels boring to me. Like I don't want to just be another cat boy. Not that there's anything wrong with that. What if we do a little bit of shading back over here real quick? Maybe like around these. Just so it's not like plain old, plain old. You know what's funny? Wait, did I miss something? All right. In the future, however, if I'm still doing VTubing, might commission a custom model, keep the snail cat, but have a snail shell head. Kind of crazy. What if you just were the snail shell sometimes? You know what I mean? Like just send it. Snail person sent. You know, it's funny. I'm not a cat person. I'm a dog person. But the calico cat pipeline stemmed from my best friend telling me that they see my personality is very calico cat-like. Also, I like snails. Bucket. Snail season. I think that's kind of cool though. Like somebody feels like you're very a particular vibe, and that's kind of nice, you know? Actually, let's do this opposite. Golden retriever energy, you know? What is going on? Wait, the recording stopped? I have like a terabyte of space, I think, so I don't know why the recording just stopped. Hopefully it's good. All right. Calico Dur orange cat dynamic. I just check something over here real quick. What is your deal? Local, no, let's check PC. Really? Alright, I'm gonna have to look into this because what the fuck just happened to all my space? Let's move these over to here. That should free up some gigabytes. There's no way these time lapses are taking up that much space, so something else is going on here. I'll just have to look into that. Oh, you know what? I downloaded a Windrose. Maybe that put like a. Maybe I put it on the wrong disk. I might be stupid. We'll just give that a second to transfer. Apparently it stopped transferring, which is not a good sign. Could have swore I had more space than that, but that's fine. Filled it up too much and freaked out. Yeah, it's not used to me trying to shade shit, you know? I guess while we wait, let's take a little peek here. I feel like I don't know, it like looks okay, but I feel like it's like too sharp and too dark in certain areas. I don't know. I kind of want to do the pupil. I do need to add like the crying stuff first. I'm probably gonna do that on its own layer so I can toggle it and maybe use it as a reaction thing to fuck with people. I'm also considering putting OEO on the chest just to see if I can do it. The problem is I don't know how to do that. Thank you for letting me know about the low disk space. I appreciate it. I'm gonna have to like offload all this. I have a 22 terabyte backup drive. I actually have three of them. I was planning on building like a RAID NAS, so I need at least one more is the problem. But first off, they're not available. But when they were available, and I was finally gonna try and pick my final one up, instead of being about 180 bucks, it was $600 because of AI. So that fell through, and I basically just have fucking 322s. But I guess I could use 122 and then use the other two as like a setup, at least for now. But I wanted a place to store all the VODs for this, so I have the footage locally. Yeah, I hate it, dude. It's so stupid. First off, they're stealing from people, right? So many companies apparently just stole books. They steal art. Anyone can steal art now as well, so it's like extremely frustrating. But then it's like all of the stuff that I've always thought AI would like, not the way AI is, but like artificial intelligence, I thought could be really useful. The problem is it just isn't, right? Like it would have been so useful for like just being able to say something and like having it translate it maybe even to another language. Like I know that that kind of exists, but like, you know what I mean? It could have made communication so much easier. AI glasses kind of made some sense, right? Out in nature and actually good AI, not current AI, but actually good AI being able to maybe like you put up a monocle, or I don't fucking know, or just take a picture. Like Google Lens is sort of interesting, but like you take a picture of a plant and it's like, oh, this is a pretty flower. What is this flower? Would have been cool. Would have been really cool. But instead we get fucking art slop. You know? Like it's like the exact opposite of what it should have been. Right? It's like creating the creative stuff that people want to do and making it so that they only work instead of the exact opposite of what it should have been. We're almost done. I'm transferring probably what 30 gigs of VODs. So these VODs to my hard drive, and then I should be able to keep drawing because it's a transfer, so it should delete it from this and should be copied over there. And hopefully I'll fix this for next time. If I have to, like I said, I'll just move all of the VODs maybe to whatchamacallit. Is all it did copy? Are they still here? Alright, I think we're good. So we'll delete those. Gib, I'm leaning here, bud. How how did deleting it not create more space? What am I cooking up here? Oh wait, is it because I have like all of them in here? What if I just empty the recycle bin and hopefully don't regret that? All right, we got 20 something gigabytes back somehow. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'll have to start deleting shit. It's fine when it was just Siri and Alexa. And that's the thing too. AI really isn't much better. It's just like it really has become just like a glorified chat bot that can also like generate art adjacent looking things. You know? No. Oh man. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're so back. All right, so we should be able to record again. This is what we call the Shadow of Mordor. Why? I don't know. Who calls it that? Actually, nobody. I just made that up. Sorry. He's so fucking chalk, dude. Sadly stuck in a house with a... Oh. Believes in AI, huh? Making a game using AI? Oh, man. I mean, this kind of sucks. I don't want to be like super harsh on anyone. The thing is, AI games are successful, even though I don't think they should be. But the truth is, we have that Crimson Desert thing. It got caught using a bunch of AI assets for like a lot of its art stuff. Like there's in-game paintings that I recall seeing a whole bunch of like threads on Reddit, posts on Twitter, and they're like, these are all AI artworks, and they just didn't make any sense, right? If you look at them, they were obviously AI, and people love the game, right? And they love it. There's no, there's no consequence for it. Look at Arc Raiders. All of the sound in that on release was allegedly AI. The voices were AI, and I think like the sound design was allegedly AI. They have since said they are. I think they have already like re-recorded some of it, but it was successful. It didn't stop the success. People didn't boycott it, right? At the end of the day, too many people just don't care that like jobs were lost, creativity was lost. They just want something that works and they're willing to do whatever with it, you know? A lot of people also don't consider like art or, whatever a job worth keeping. As sad as that is. I don't think this looks very good here, but I might just leave it because I'm lazy. Wait, I should do this in the shading. God, that sucks. Friend who's an art student wants to do commissions has been struggling due to people using AI. Yeah, instead of doing it, yeah. My parental figure told me like I should just make. I mean, to like a lot of people who can't create. I mean, look at me. 6 months in, and this barely looks like something. People don't want to put in the time. I've spent 2 days now. It took me 3 days for the last thing, and this is the second day working on this, and this is all I got for it. Like a 1080p image that's a couple of lines. They don't want to spend that time. They want to type in a sentence and get something close enough because they're not going to look at it close enough because they don't care. Let's go. We're human slop. Human slop. Human slop. Hold on, I want to see what this looks like with. Oh my god. Holy fuck. Poor bastard, man. Okay. All right, let's get back to filling in the lines. But people really just don't want to put in the effort to learn it themselves. And like you said, I mean, I know like a lot of AI does charge at a certain point or like for a certain thing, but a lot of people just don't want to pay it. So if they can get it free or, like their one free image a day, or I don't know how it works, to be honest with you. But right, if they can do it, if they can get it, they'd rather have that because they can't actually create. So therefore, that's the closest they can come. Like I feel like the best I mean, even then there's absolutely incredible artists who apparently like draw with their mouth or their feet. But like I absolutely get there actually is a use case in my opinion for art being AI generated if you right have a severe disability, right? You're missing your hands or right and you need to portray a visual medium, fine, right? I feel like it's a good assistive tool to someone who's otherwise unable to, if they can only, it's kind of like Stephen Hawking was with his like talking thing, right? He unfortunately was ill and could not speak for himself, and therefore he effectively used a voice box for it. I get it. Like there is a use case for this like particular thing, but like it shouldn't be replacing actual art in actual situations, right? It should be you use it to portray your idea to someone who will create it for you in such a case. Otherwise, okay, again, if you can't like if you physically cannot, it's not a matter of you're too lazy, right? If you physically cannot, I honestly probably think you shouldn't be able to sell it, something like that. But like I get needing it maybe as a medium to express yourself, but it's just not the same as the way people use it. Yeah, it's definitely just mostly used for stupid shit. The only the only real use case for it should be shit posting. Nobody making money off of it, telling it to, put a wig on a hamster. Done. But you already could have done that with Photoshop. So it's not even a huge use case. That's the best use case I could come up with for AI as is. Put a wig on a hamster. Make a video of this cat playing piano, but again, can't actually be monetized because nobody really created that. Like that kind of stuff I'm fine with from like that perspective where, you know what, I think it's stupid, but if you're not making it into like true misinformation and trying to scam people or something, whatever. If you're shit posting, whatever. But if you're like using it to replace people for things or I guess believing in it, I don't know, people like get really crazy about it. I mean, there was an alleged trend where people were like borderline in love with it. Just truly crazy things. I can't even watch. Get the clinkers away from me. I don't want to see it. No more AI porn. You mean there's no hot cougars in my area? What? The busty MILFs aren't real? I can't believe it. How many fingers? Should I draw a sixth finger? Really want to, but I shouldn't. Say no to the clankers. The only good clanker is a dead clanker. It's not the clankers' fault. It's the people using them. We must free the clankers. Free my boy Clanker. Clanker's bad for a day. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. What am I cooking up here? I don't know why my phone's going off, but I'm gonna let it do its thing. Oh boy. Not even the hentais, huh? I'm gonna have to ask this phone to relax, please. Thank you. Alright. Bro, calm down. Calm down. Okay. So let's go with the eye water. I also have to do something about the tabli. Actually, wait. I need to actually draw the table, don't I? Oh, fuck. So let's deselect a Dicka real quick. I kind of forgot this was supposed to be a table. Oh, it's so wobbly. It's so wobbly, man. You little... He's a fucking goober, isn't he? Look, I stole this from someone. It's Kyotaro VT, but I mean, it's not exactly the same. Their bro has like arms or horns and like little elf ears or something, and is not shaded in. Well, it's like only shaded, I guess. It's not like colored in. Um, so like I did try to get a little different with it. Whether or not we're successful remains to be seen. But we did go for it. I think I might try and like... What if I like take just a random brown? Okay, that's definitely too grayish, isn't it? I was gonna try and color in... Well, actually, alright, that's not gonna work that way, but what if I do this? And just like make the hand shadow here so that you kind of get the impression it's a fucking you get the impression it's fucking. What do we think? Good enough for me. We got a white table. Remember, people stealing art is not bad for study practice so long as you don't claim it. Yeah, exactly. That's the way I've seen it. I try not to trace anything because I just don't feel like I'm really learning something. Like I hate fucking making my own line art. Let's face it. Um, but at the end of the day, the people who go to art class to learn. Oh, is my tracking fucking up? Hold on. Why is my camera light red? That's not ideal. Hello? I think the camera's dead. It's still tracking, like the camera part's still working, but like the I don't know. It's going crazy here. Anyway, the way I see it is everybody more or less learns from somewhere. And it just so happens that I'm learning from other people and they've learned from somewhere else, right? But like, you take an art class and they have you draw your Campbell's chicken noodle soup or tomato soup can. They have you draw a Mona Lisa or your version of the Starry Night, right? They take you through it. Um, you draw famous people, right? Because it's more acceptable to draw famous people than it is to draw some random person, in my opinion. So that's my plan. If I need to like really go for like some faces, I'm probably gonna like maybe pick popular TV show, right? Oh, The Boys. Here's a character from The Boys. Here's a character from The Walking Dead or whatever, right? Just so it's not like, yeah, here's a picture of some dude I fucking found on the internet. I think his name's Greg with 3 G's. Like, no, it's weird. But, drawing, I I know, all right, I'm going to use Will Smith, right? Drawing Will Smith because he generally doesn't have long hair and it'll be easier that way. No, drawing Will Smith, and I'm using that because AI used to really be, for some reason, obsessed with him. Like AI bros would have him eating spaghetti for some reason. But drawing Will Smith is fine because he's like out there. He's in public. He put himself out there. I feel like that's okay. Maybe it isn't, but it feels more okay. Trace when you do the real life models. Study what I trace and redraw it myself. I can see that. I don't know. For me, I feel like I'm not getting it if I trace. Like that's just me. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but for me, I've said this a couple of times in the past. I really feel like I'm forged in the the crucibles, right, of the fires of the crucible. I just got to go in. I got to throw myself at it or it's just not going to be what I want. I have to learn by doing it I have to make my mistakes, right? I have to do it even if it looks like ass. Cuz if I don't, I'm just not going to get it. I'm just not going to be there. Like so many times I will just draw whatever and I'll try and pick something that I think I can generally draw, but maybe that has something that I don't think I can draw because I would just rather try and fail and like learn the lesson, and like I will just leave it as the totally fucked thing, because for me, I learned the lesson by messing it up. Like this is kind of a lesson here for like drawing an object I don't really necessarily know how to draw here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of winging it. And I don't think it's looking particularly good, but I don't know how to make it look good. But I think the only way to know what to do is to learn maybe what not to do. And this is probably a what not to do situation. It's very stylized, but I ultimately think this isn't exactly something I enjoy looking at here. Is it particularly bad? No. It's just not really particularly good to me. Just do what PCAT does and it helps. Yeah, the PCAT's the GOAT, really. Truly. The greatest of all time. I think if I were to do this again, I think what I would do is make it black on the outlines instead of a blue outline. I just didn't want it to, I didn't want the focus to really be so much on the tears. I wanted it to be on the facial expression. And I thought if I outlined the tears in black, that would really just draw your attention to this. But it is kind of weird that everything else has a black outline, more or less, and then this is suddenly blue outline. But like I wanted the focus to be on like the eyes and the fact that they are watering and not necessarily the water itself, the tears themselves. But I think I ended up getting the opposite effect, right? By not doing it the same way as everything else, thinking I'm just going to not frame it effectively. I have in fact effectively framed it as the most unique thing. But it's a lesson learned. So now, I could do this over, but it's not that I hate this, it just doesn't have the original intended effect. So for me, I'm kind of just down to like let it be. Because just because it's not what I originally intended doesn't mean I have to hate it. BCAT is currently studying an IRL duck and drawing it on stream. That must be really difficult because, like, how the fuck do you get a duck to sit still to, like, draw in one position? It's insane. Some people are just so fucking talented. It's crazy. Also, she puts in a ton of work. I don't want to take away from that. But I mean, like, she's also super fucking talented, so. Alright, so this is a problem with having Lart above this. What if I put this above Lart instead? That's not bad. Bro is fucking depressed. He's like me for real. Oh, she's using a pic. Okay. Studies IRL model for anatomy. Yeah, I know people like I mean it's a long known thing, right? People would pose fucking naked in front of an art class, right? And they would have to stand there for hours while people draw them. That's such a thing that happens that it's often in like movies, right? Like, oh, they're learning art and here comes our nude model, right? It's in movies and in TV shows or whatever. Oh, that's blue. Fuck. I want white. Give me white. I want to just lighten this up here for some reason. I don't know. This kind of feels like it should be maybe a little lighter. I don't know what the hell I'm cooking up. Let's face it. Bro's grayed up. Maybe take like the hair color and just do a couple of them like that. Just kind of like throw them in so that they're kind of like strands. I don't fucking care. I don't care that it's like a little different from everything else. I just kind of want. I feel like a lot of times I draw something and it just feels like so locked into what it is, you know? I just want it to feel like maybe it's not so pristine of a thing. Whether or not this is good, probably not, but it's the best I can do. He'd volunteer work to model in those. Just a gig you can get. I mean, at a certain point, those people must just like being publicly nude, right? Like, let's face it. Forget the money. They just like being naked. I'm gonna save this. I think I'm gonna get off partially because it's roughly the time I get off anyway, and also because my camera here has a red dot. And yeah, I think like So the tracking for the VTube model is its own software. This camera actually physically like moves and tracks. So like it swivels and like goes up and down. It's not doing that right now, which is fine. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off. Oh my god, I'm freaking the fuck out, bro. It's because it's not tracking me. Um, Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Have a fantastic day, night, afternoon, whatever it is for you. I appreciate you. Hopefully, I can see you in the next one, whenever that is. Good chance it's usually I'm like Monday, Wednesday, and then Friday through Monday again. I might not be on Wednesday. I don't know. Maybe I'll try and get on tomorrow morning instead, but we'll see what happens. But thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully, I can catch you in the next one, whenever that is. But until then, this dude's depressed. He's like me for real. Also, bye.